Hello, I'm Dr. Gloria Horsley.
And I'm her daughter, Dr. Heidi Horsley.
Heidi and I want to welcome you to Open to Hope Conversations, the podcast.
We believe that the greatest gift you can give yourself after a loss is hope, using this moment to connect with others who have not only survived but thrived.
So let's get started. Welcome to the Open to Hope Show. I'm your host, Dr. Gloria Horsley, with my daughter and co-host,
Dr. Heidi Horsley.
Well, Heidi, we're going to have a fabulous guest on today that we met at the Helping Parents Heal conference. And let's get right to it and introduce her because we've got a lot to talk about.
Okay, Mom. Well, as you know, we're going to be talking about tapping into your gifts of the spirit today. And our guest is Stacey Lynn Cripps. She is a spiritual medium, mentor, and advisor to explore the gift of the spirit, including, Mom, rock and roll heaven. And I love it. And she is the author of the guided meditation album, Guided Meditations to Awaken to Spirit. Welcome, Stacey.
Thank you, Heidi, and thank you, Dr. Gloria. I'm very happy to be here. It was wonderful being with you in Arizona, too, at the conference and meeting you for the first time.
I just wanted to let our audience know a little bit about the Helping Parents Heal conference because it was a really interesting conference run by our friend Elizabeth Boyson. And, you know, what was your take on it?
It was about 900 bereaved parents that attended the conference from all over the world. And I talked to many of them. It was beautiful. I just remember people coming up to our table and saying, I have never felt so much healing.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah. That's pretty big. Why do you think that was?
Well, I feel that everyone was there to heal, and they had an intention to heal and to connect with their children in spirit, and that is spiritual energy happening. So they are in a place, and when you hold an intention in your heart, where that intention goes, the spiritual energy flows there. So everyone collectively in the oneness, we're all coming there for them to be healed and to be very much touched by the love of spirit. And we were all coming there for the same reason. So I feel that collectively that energy was so strong. I have to tell you, I've been doing live events since 2015, 16. I have never experienced so much spiritual energy as I did in those 4 days. I was telling Elizabeth and Irene the other night when I was on that I went and I took a nap before a live event, before giving spiritual readings from the stage. I couldn't fall asleep. I was in a twilight and I was resting right before the live event, and 5 children came to me. That's never happened. All 5. They gave me names. They showed things. That one of them had an L tattoo. She came through that night. All 5 came through up on the stage. Now that's never happened to me before. I told them that before a live event, I usually have about probably 1 connect within the day because I stay open all day long. But all 5, isn't that amazing? I mean, the children were so strong in spirit at the conference, amazingly strong that their parents felt them and received signs and synchronicities.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's get to the signs. I mean, talk a little bit about signs for people, and some people accept them, some people don't. How do signs go, and can I ask for them?
Yes, you can ask for them from your heart, not from your head. So from 18 inches down in your heart space, from a place of love, spirit connects on love, peace, and joy, because they're in the higher vibrations in the afterlife in heaven. And love, peace, and joy. So when we can get there within our spirit and our heart center, then we can have that spiritual connection and we can have that fluid communication, spiritual communication. So I teach on the spiritual signs and the synchronicities, and it's being in wonder, letting go. The curiosity, that vibration is so, so strong that when you ask for a sign and let go and let your loved ones in spirit bring you those signs, they want to choose the sign, because it's very aligned with them and connected with them. And when you see it, you're going to feel them. You're going to feel their spiritual essence. You're going to feel chills. You are going to feel the validation that they're very much with you in that moment. And that's a moment of spiritual connection. So whether they bring their names on license plates, their nicknames on license plates, or you see something that just reminds you of them, that's gotta be my dad, or that's gotta be my son or daughter. I mean, sending that to me, that's absolutely what they loved. Knowing the signs, and they will bring you multiple signs, not just one sign. It's not just a cardinal. It is many things that are connecting to them and also connected to you and them. It's so profound. I could talk about signs for weeks, and I could write many books on signs because the loved ones in spirit are so strong with the signs. It is, mind-blowing, awe-inspiring, amazing, amazing. I've given spiritual readings where right after the spiritual reading, the one that I was connecting with brought a sign immediately, their name on a license plate. And when I have the time, I snap it and I send it to my client and let them know they wanted to. They send me a thank you in that way, but they also want to touch their parents or their family members. It's quite amazing. I'm talking about the license plates, but it's also, I remember when I started giving spiritual readings from children back in 2012 and 13, and right after the spiritual reading, the parents would receive a sign and I would receive a sign. And it was mind blowing. I remember reading for this girl from St. Jude by the name of Maya, and she brought through a gorilla in the spiritual reading, and it looked just like a gorilla. And her mom said, pulls over, "This is her Curious George." I said, every night.
I
And
love
then
that.
later I was cleaning out the toy box, my son's toy box, and I find a teeny baby, a gorilla. I've never seen it before. So this is how they connect, and it's just amazing.
One of the things that you said was to get started, meditation is a great way. And I know you created your guided meditations to awaken the spirit that people can go to your site and get. But talk to me a little bit why and what is meditation?
When I first started giving spiritual readings from children in spirit, the parents would contact me again and said, how can you help me more? How can you help me connect with my child in spirit? And I was meditating every day since my awakening in 2011. And I knew that every single person on earth can sit in meditation and drop into their heart space and feel their spirit and connect. Every single person can do this. It's in the stillness that spirit connects. And we calm the mind and go into our heart. And so I started actually taking parents through guided meditations over the phone, and they were connecting with their children in spirit. So it was being proven. And then I started receiving more and more meditations. While I sat in meditations, the divine was giving me meditations to share. And that's how it all started. They were actually having spiritual experiences through the guided meditations. And my meditations are all journey meditations. So it takes you on a journey, and you work with beautiful light and visualization and love. And it's that love bond is infinite. It is forever. Spirit connects on love. That's what they connect on because it's unconditional.
Now you speak during your meditations.
They're guided.
Yeah, I think that's, I'm a meditator. I've meditated for many, many years. And I think early on, particularly when you've had a trauma, guided is really, for me, it would have been important because I had a monkey mind, after my son was killed. I'm, it's going.
I agree, Mom. I don't meditate, and I want to more. I do a little bit, but I want to more, but I only meditate to guided meditations. Because I don't meditate on a regular basis. I feel that it's really hard for me to meditate unless it's guided. If it's guided, I can definitely do it, and I love doing it. And I definitely need to, especially hearing you, Stacey, need to create more space in my life for that.
So it really, 5 to 20 minutes every morning. I always say start in the morning, make sure your back is supported. Okay. I don't recommend laying down because you will fall asleep.
Okay.
So I recommend sitting upright, making sure everything's uncrossed, and start to focus on your breath. Spirit likes to connect in this way. Okay. This
Interesting.
is what I do know. When you're lying down, like, you can easily drift off and fall asleep. It's very easy to relax the body and the mind and fall asleep when you're laying down. So I always recommend sitting upright and with your feet on the floor, connected to Mother Earth,
Okay.
and uncrossed. Your palms can be kind of up
Interesting.
on your thighs, and or you can connect
On
to
your
your,
thighs.
just hold them up on your knees and on your thighs. And then I take them through, first there's an introduction on the album, and then there are 6 meditations. One is a song, Amazing Grace, which my niece is singing.
Ooh, I love that song.
I had my spiritual awakening to a guided meditation to Amazing
Yes,
Grace.
you
I was
okay.
going to see Dr. Wayne Dyer speak.
Oh,
loved
loved
Wayne.
him.
We loved him.
And I was in an auditorium full of 500 people, and I had read
Mhm.
a lot of his books. I was in an executive
Me
coaching
too.
program because I'm an executive coach and a spiritual coach.
Mhm.
And he took us all through a guided meditation to Amazing Grace. And I'd opened up back in 1995, but I didn't know what it was. But when he took us through this meditation, I was fully open in my wakeful state. I could see, feel, and hear my loved ones in spirit.
Wow,
All
that's
them for a
cool.
moment, my grandmother, grandfather, my uncle, up on the stage next to Wayne in hologram form. And they said, we're loving and guiding you still. And that's my mission here, that our loved ones in heaven in spirit are loving and guiding us still.
And they're a team, right?
Yes, we have many teams over there. But yes, yes.
I love it. Well, tell me, what do most parents want that come to you?
They want to connect with their children in spirit. They want to hear from them. And they want to know that they're okay.
Mhm.
And the children come through so vividly. I have the gifts where I can see, feel, and hear them.
Mhm.
So they show themselves, and it's so strong. It's all evidential. And when they come through, I just read for some parents a week or so ago, and their little girl came through and said, Daddy ate my mac and cheese last night, and he was stirring it just like I stir it. And she kind of was doing this. And her dad just broke down and said, yes, I did. And I was
Wow.
stirring it just like she does, that makes these designs. And they're so evidential. They want to heal their parents' heart and let them know that they're still with them and that they're okay and that they are alive in their spirit in the afterlife. And they are living in this beautiful dream state in the afterlife, still having all their things that they love. The other night on the Helping Parents Heal online event, a daughter came through, and she said that she was in Brazil. Well, she passed before her trip to Brazil,
Mhm.
but she said, I'm here, I'm in Brazil. So they're still experiencing the things that they want to experience here, but in their spirit, in their afterlife. Nothing
Now-
else.
Mhm.
Now, I've got to ask you a little bit about the rock and roll heaven.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to hear that too.
That's kind of a fun aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I grew up with a lot of music. My father was a singer,
Mm.
and he was an Elvis impersonator singer.
Oh,
And
cool.
studio
Oh,
in that
Heidi, do
house.
I believe I just heard that? Heidi and I were
No.
talking today, and I said to Heidi, should Stacey Lynn's got this rock and roll, and your father loved Elvis.
Yeah. His favorite, the king of rock and roll, he'd
The
say.
king of rock and roll. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So he used to sing and do like weddings or something. I sang backup once or twice. And so when my father passed away in 2012, we were actually separated for 20 some years because he left our family. And I went to see him before he passed and forgave him. And when he passed, he brought Elvis to me. And
Wow, that's cool.
And Elvis connected with me spiritually, and I got to meet Priscilla Presley shortly after that. And when I had my spiritual awakening, though, a number of entertainers did come to me. So Davy Jones from the Monkees, and Jeff Healey, and a lot of people in the beginning. And then after my father passed, Whitney Houston came to me, Prince came to me.
Ooh.
Now, every
Wow.
entertainer that passes comes to me, and they do connect me with their family and friends. So I do give spiritual readings from them, which is quite amazing. I just say, you guys do the work. I'll just, wait for the call. And that's how it works. It's amazing how it's orchestrated spiritually. And That's just, a little part of my work. I work in the music industry, and I do work with musicians, singers, songwriters, and they mentor from behind the veil. So the entertainers in spirit mentor them, which is pretty amazing.
I love that. It's so fascinating.
It's very cool.
It is. So give me some advice. What do you suggest? How do I get started?
So meditation is the place. It's the sacred space to connect with your own spirit within, to feel your true nature, to feel your true spirit. And through spiritual practice daily spiritual practice, you will develop the deeper, stronger spiritual connection, and you will have experiences within your meditations. Now, it starts with the breath, with feeling your breath only and getting out of the mind, because when we're thinking thoughts, we're up here. And when we're feeling the breath, we're in our heart, in our spiritual center. And the longer that you can be here for 5 minutes to 15 minutes on a daily basis, and then also the guided meditations, these meditations, I'll hold up my little card so people know what it looks like.
Ooh,
These-
pretty.
How long are they? The shortest and the longest?
Some are 5 minutes, some are 10 minutes, 11 minutes, 12
Now,
minutes.
I think this is important because,
Mhm.
if you could just commit 5 minutes of your day
That's
to
Yes.
listening on a regular basis, I will tell you what happens with meditation for me now, and my partner happens to be a meditator too, is that we have to meditate. It calls us.
It's beautiful, and it brings us heavenly vibrations. People don't realize that we receive spiritual energy. We
Mm.
receive these beautiful gifts of the spirit. When we connect within our spirit, we are given divine energy.
Yeah.
And that really carries us throughout the day. So it helps us stay out of anxiety. It helps us to stay out of reaction. And I have a free gift on my website. The heart opening meditation is 5 minutes, and it's on the album. And it's a meditation to connect in your heart center to love.
Mhm.
And this is the place which I share with everyone. When we can get to a place of feeling love within, we are there. We are
so
there.
Stacey, it's so let me back up for a minute. You said it's free and it's on your website and it's a 5-minute meditation.
It's a download, touching 1 million hearts or touching 1M hearts. And you can fill out the information. It's a free download. And it's a 5-minute meditation, guided meditation.
That's amazing. You're both motivating me, because I always had the mindset of I have to, eventually figure out how to put meditation into my busy life. And it sounds like it's like the meditation should be the first thing in my life. And then my schedule is around that.
Right. So I have my herbal bio coffee every morning, and then I meditate.
I
So
love it.
That's my routine. I always meditate before I start my day, before I start my work day. And it's like drinking water. I mean, it's just something that I do every single day because it serves me in the greatest of ways. I feel connected to who and what I truly am, and I feel connected to the divine
Mhm.
throughout the
I
day.
love it.
And I will say this too. If you're meditating every single day, you are going to be in an awe-inspiring place, and you are going to receive signs and synchronicities. Spirit can work with you when you're here. Spirit can teach you when you're here. When we're too heady, it's almost like the vibration comes down, and
Mhm.
spirit's in a higher vibration of love, peace, and joy. So when we can get here, when we can raise our vibration through meditation or our passions or vacationing or whatever, spirit connects right here. That's where the medium word comes in. We raise our vibration, they lower theirs a little bit, and they connect with us right here.
Mhm. I love Stacey Lynn. Thank you so much for being on the show today. And
Oh, thank you so much,
wonderful
Dr. Gloria and
information.
Dr. Heidi. It's been a pleasure, my honor.
Stacey, thank you so much for showing us how to raise the vibration and to meditate and all the benefits. I am definitely going to start making it part of my practice. And I know my mom does, because oftentimes I'll go to her door when I'm in town and I knock and she doesn't answer. And I'm like, I bet she's in there meditating. Anyway, thank you,
Wonderful.
Stacey. Yeah.
Thank you very much. So good to
Yeah,
see you
thanks for
both.
being on. It's so good to see you again. And we want to thank everybody for joining us on this show today. And Heidi and I always want to remind you that if you've lost hope, please lean on ours until you find your own, and God bless.
I'm Dr. Heidi Horsley. You have been listening to Open to Hope, the podcast. You can follow Open to Hope on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. To learn more, visit us at opentohope.com and go to Apple Podcasts to subscribe.
I'm Dr. Gloria Horsley. Join us again next week for another Open to Hope conversation, where we invite you to lean on our hope until you find your own.